Our guest today at Téléimage is a media personality. She is an influencer, social media personality. It is a pleasure and honor also to have this lovely lady here on the platform of Téléimage. We're going to talk about her. She's going to talk to us, tell us what she's up to. Do you have an idea who she is? Okay, I'm sure the face is a face that many of you know already. Here she is. And I'm sure also that you recognize the face and you know who she is, but let me tell you who this lady is. And of course, we're going to do this interview. This interview will be conducted, hopefully, in English and Creole. Creole. All right, who's my guest today? Her name is Wanda Tima. Wanda was raised in Turks and Caicos on the beautiful island of Grand Turk, and later she moved to South Florida. Wanda is the oldest of 4 children who come from Haitian immigrant parents. So, parents, Wanda, c'est Haïtien. Wanda, sont Haïtiennes. Wanda graduated from Dillard High School at the age of 16. She became the first person in her family to earn a college degree for Bethune-Cookman University with a bachelor's in mass communication, with a specialty in journalism and public relations. Wanda worked in broadcast media at various radio stations. She interned for BET Network and also 2 television stations in Daytona and Orlando, Florida. By December 2011, Wanda co-founded the Ayisyen Ameriken, a Facebook page which quickly grew to over 100,000 fans while averaging 5 million views weekly. Amazing. Today, l'Union Media Group LLC's l'Union Suite is home to the largest internet media company and website serving the Haitian community and one of the leading platforms for Haitian diaspora and millennials, with over 450,000 subscribers, maybe more now, and a reach of 5 to 15 million weekly. Big numbers there. And Wanda Tima and l'Union Suite, they have been featured on Forbes magazine, Black Enterprise, Polo Lifestyle, WRN, NPR, BET, VH1's Black Ink New York, and many more. So nous, c'est pas n'importe qui monde qui est ensemble avec nous. It's a real pleasure, really a pleasure, an honor to have Wanda with us today. Wanda, welcome to Téléimage.
Thank you. Merci. What an amazing introduction. It's an honor for me to be here.
Well,
like I told you off air, been a big fan of your work, so I am absolutely stoked to be speaking with you today.
This is nice. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for doing this interview with us here. Those of you watching now, you have an idea who this lady is. C'est pas n'importe qui monde, évidemment. Wanda, un petit créole là, ça veut dire que interview ça va être fait en anglais et en créole, but mostly in English. We understand that Wanda is Haitian American. Vous pouvez parler créole. OK. Biographie très impressionnante, Wanda. Et je dis que moi j'ai l'opportunité ça, je suis ensemble avec vous sur plateforme Téléimage. Il y a des questions qui évidemment nous va laisser aborder ensemble avec vous. Mais dans field career, in the media business that you are, première question moi c'est how did you get there, Wanda? Évidemment, d'abord, parents, c'est mon au cap, si je ne me trompe pas. Mon nano.
Oui.
Very good. Now, give us an idea of how you came from Turks and Caicos and now being the media mogul that you are, this media personality here.
So, n'a commencé with exactly, so dire là de parler créole là. So, en famille, c'est, mon au cap, grandi Turks and Caicos, quand j'étais venu, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, when I was a teenager. So, famille, nous grandi, nous pas too much parler créole, avec nous la caille. Je partais jamais à Haiti, visiter Haiti, vacation Haiti, comme ça. So, grew up pretty much Ayisyen by name and culture en tant qu'ayam, mais outside of that, m'bat konan rien de Haïtien, m'bat konan Haiti, m'bat konan history, m'bat konan rien. So, let me vini move South Florida, m'vini commence à dire si mon dans l'école, c'est Haïtien mais m'bat parler créole. So it was this whole thing of comment Haïtien, because tu Haïtien dit comment faire Haïtien, kon yo pa pale Creole. And then nan l'école la ke, you know, the American kids now in South Florida, they're like, well, you need to hang out with the Haitian kids. And the Haitian kids are like, no, why Ayisyen? You need to be over here. So throughout my life, I've gone into toujours I feel comme ça, like I just didn't know like where I fit in. So a big thing for me is I needed to learn who I am, where I come from. I knew about my Turks and Caicos side, but I needed to know about my Haitian side. So lem vin rive collège, c'est première fois me feel like my Ayisyen parce que lem rive collège, me rentre dans groupe qui était un cultural group. And là, pas gen moun qui t'a dit, oh, pas Ayisyen, oh, pas this, oh, pas that. I just fit in. So première fois me vraiment feel like, okay, I'm Haitian and I fit in. So I said, because I'm l'école pour mass communication, I said, you know what, bon commence un blog pour m'ka joindre information de Haiti, comme ça, parce que chaque fois que j'allais online, de ma chercher bagay ma bat me learn Haiti, me kon wè même bagay là, wè photo poverty, ou wè destruction, comme ça, bon pas too much where like I couldn't find you. I couldn't find, you know, other Haitian Americans qui moun kap fè bagay, ki moun ki Haitian American ki na politics, ki na government, ki na sa mbakajan ba isa yo. So as I started learning, I learned about the history and see, man, sim feel kon sa, I know I'm not the only one that feel like this. So the more I commence to learn the Haiti, I'm like, wow, like why this information not online? Why everybody don't know about this? So then commence à mettre online. Laisse un bad fait pour un business, il pas ton bagay, pas de plan, pas de gagner, just chaque lem jeune bagay me dit me mettre online. So me commence à build un website, mettre dans social media. As soon as I started it, it was big. Everybody was liking it, sending me information. They never seen a platform qui était focused only on the positive and the history and the things that was going on in Haiti currently. And then vin l'ouvrir Jean connais m'di m'a cherché tout Haïtien qui everywhere in the world cap font bagay important, and I'm going to make sure everybody know who they are, because at the time we only knew Wyclef and Garcelle. So as that grew, as it grew, the platform grew, and moun commence à email moi dire comment yon bon bagay, ça son bagay community a need, son bagay pour point sérieux, parce que laisse son bagay point sérieux, just up fait, you know, parce que m'te ouais son bagay qui était fun pour moi. Quand y a m'chital m'a travail like 40 hours a week dans travail, m'lage travail from 7h à soir pour juste 2-3 heures matin, just to put stuff on Ligne Suite. Because I started in 2011. Wow. This was right after the earthquake. Ou pat ka jwenn ba sa yo easy. Ou pat ka jwenn belle photo beach ba comme ça. It was a lot of earthquake stuff and charity work and things like that going on. And so it made my work harder. But then the more people started liking it, moun commence voye bagay bon. Oh, share this. Did you know this? Did you know about the history? Did you know today is November 18? This is a big holiday in Haiti. You need to tell people. You need to, and then it just kept on growing like that to where now, you know, we're here and, you know, we're literally one of the most viewed platforms in the world for Haitian diasporas.
Indeed. My gosh, you have a big platform here in your hands. And you started doing the work, you started actually posting about your country, you wanted to find out information about your own country, and you becoming the person that's showing, that is actually teaching other people, just like you, Haitian American or Haitian around the world, what is Haiti all about, the beautiful Haiti, all the sides of Haiti. Now,
absolutely.
Comment s'est fait travailler ça? It went viral on the internet, et puis boom, l'éclaté, t'es gon besoin. Pour jeunes la yo, millennials yo nous dit, puis yo connaît, puis yo connecté avec Haïti. Mais pour qui soit l'Union Suite? Why l'Union Suite? Where does that name come from? And why l'Union Suite?
Le premier commencé, le premier commencé faire research sur Haïti. Premier bagay mte were too, like everywhere, linear fait la force, linear. So I fell in love with the word linear because of what it meant, the unity, the connection, the coming together. Parce que c'est ça m'te vle fait. My goal was to find a way to bridge the gap and bring us together in one place. kote nou ka learn and grow together. So, mde deja konen word lignante very important to me. So then when I was trying to make it make sense, si Sarah me di kon sa, you should add the word sweet. And I was like, ça va faire sens, why sweet? And she said, like a hotel suite. You konen le kote tout moun vini ansam, yo chita, yo meet, yo connect. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. So pretty much it's like Unity Suite, where Haitians around the world or people that love Haiti or Haitians can come together, and where we unite, we connect, and we meet.
Very well, that's nice. Interesting. Ouais, ça me bat comme ça. Après, c'est que c'est ça qui fait que vous venez annoncer ça. Interesting. We're learning here.
So if you really think about it, when we say this, like Unity Suite.
That's right. True. Makes sense. And listen, it's working. It's working very well. Everybody's connected now to Union Suite. Myself, I'm following your Instagram page, and you're posting stuff. And today, I think I saw one of your posts already. It's all the way high up there in the numbers. Now, ou fait Turks and Caicos, parents haïtiens. Question ma pose là, li ba on ti la fait sens pour qui ça et ou te ka poster ba sur Turks and Caicos, a beautiful island Turks and Caicos. It's a nice island and bon, il y a un bel côté tout que Turks and Caicos. C'est quand même on parti dans ou même Turks and Caicos. Ou te ka a poster, ou te ka créer une plateforme pour Turks and Caicos. Qui ça dirige vers Haïti spécifiquement? Est-ce que c'est parce que papa ou maman they install in you this love for Haiti? Why? I'm just curious.
So technically, I was born in Okap. Naturally, I was born in Okap, but I was in and out of Okap. Have no history, have nothing. So all I know from the time I was growing up is Turks and Caicos, Guntuk Povo. So even when I was growing up, I always told people I was born in Turks and Caicos. I remember like when I moved here in South Florida, and my mom was like, chérie, Okap, and I was like, I've always told people, I'm from Turks and Caicos, like my sisters and my brothers. And yes, so Monokap,
I feel it.
Chaque lem parle moun di sa, like, ou parle kwa Monokap, lem pon lage lakay men fami
Oui.
No, so my thing is, I just didn't know, and I didn't have any connection, and I had never been. So by the time it became something to where, I started doing this work, for me, it became even more important. But it was never, even left up learned, it's like at home, even though I was in Turks and Caicos, I had the Turks and Caicos culture and everything else. I was Haitian, but I really didn't know what that meant. I grew up Turks and Caicos, so I connais tout ça m'debezwen connais the Turks and Caicos. I had the experience, I did the culture. But being Haitian, I wasn't part of the culture. Aller l'église, venir là kay manger. That was it. That's all I knew. M'bat konan de musique compa, m'bat konan de, what holidays. My mom did the traditional soup jumu janvier, but I didn't know why we eat soup jumu janvier. I just know we did it. So as I started like learning about my culture, everything started connecting. And then I realized like I really didn't know. And then another thing, l'empremier vini South Florida, vini Fort Lauderdale. Premier bagay kita passe nan lesa, it was not good to be Haitian. So I'm in school. I just moved from this island to where I never even experienced racism. But I'm going to too much racism there because everybody got along in Turks and Caicos. And then now I'm in South Florida. I'm dealing with black and white issues, but then I was dealing with Jamaican Haitian issues, American Haitian issues. Chita nan bis nan gade kaman Simon yo te kon ap bat Simon Ayisyen. Ap voye bagay sou yo. Simon te kon moute nan bis like ap voye poud. It was not good to be Haitian, Lemu, South Florida. Like literally, ute wa tout Haitien yo chita non bo, and everybody else non lot bo. It wasn't like the Haitian kids set with the Caribbean kids. The Haitian kids by themselves, and everybody else was kind of like connected. So while everybody's telling you all this bad stuff about Haitians. Oh, Ayisyen Ameriken shot, no fessa. I never heard good things about being Haitian going to school in South Florida. Every day, c'est ça you're gonna do, like taunting the kids. So even with that, I'm like, no, that cannot be who we are. This cannot be the narrative of Kimon Ayisyen. And we can't just sit here and let everybody else tell our story. So when me commencé to learn about Haiti's history, I was like, oh my God, like aside from tout ça Haïtien fait, nous faisons pile pour l'autre monde, nous faisons pile pour l'autre pays. We did so much. And instead of these people creating such a bad narrative for us, they're supposed to be thanking us. People should love Haitians. Black Americans should love Haitians. You should know Haiti Fed. You should know about our history. So for me, that was important because sou gen si moun nan l'ekol ki pedi moun yo Haitien paske moun nan bat yo, it's because we don't know who we are. We don't know our history. And for me, I was like, I don't want that. I don't want the next generation of kids to be in school. Le moun ap joue yo di yo Haitien, yo wè sa kwe son bagay maliye. When people say you're Haitian, we should be happy. We should be proud. And I wanted to be part of telling that story.
And indeed, you're telling that story so loudly that the world is now listening and watching you, watching your platform, following your platforms. And now, nous allons parler de l'éducation académique ou entrer dans les médias, communication, mass communication, spécialité en journaliste. Et puis, vous travaillez pour plusieurs gros médias. BET, for instance, is one of them. And let's talk a little bit about that side of your story. Et l'entrée dans les médias mainstream, là, en tant que haïtienne, bon là, vous finissez d'expliquer que malgré tout ça qu'on passe avec préjugés, tout bagage qu'on fait face à vous, vous finissez l'école, qu'on a un métier dans le monde, et pour venir entrer dans ça, le quatrième pouvoir, the fourth power, and you're starting working there. Give us an idea how you got into the mainstream media.
Yeah, so my mom devoyed me l'école to be a lawyer.
Her
okay. Goal was,
so what happened to
I
law
was
school?
supposed to be a lawyer. That was not what I wanted. So I thought that's what I wanted. So from the time like I was in school, mama made me tout programme avocat, because I did avocat up here. So I go to school, and my first semester, my roommate in college, I saw her with a camera, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said she's a journalist, and I said, "What is that?" And she's like, I work with the news and TV and radio. So Monday on Jews, I said, can I shadow you? Can I just follow you for one day to see what you do? Because I know I love television. I love television. So I'm like, okay, bon moute desan, bon mwen satisfi sa fe. I fell in love. Quand y'a mwele maman m'di, I don't know, mommy mpa kwe se sa m'vle fe by avocat, I don't know. Maman m'di, e ba vwe nan, vwe l'école pou bagay, make sure se sa ou fe, di ma konen ki cause journalist mas kom sa pale la, avocat wapiye. M'di, okay, mommy. That was my last semester. I changed my major. I changed my major, and I started taking journalism classes. and my mom found out at graduation that I wasn't taking any law classes. So my family was.
Jou graduation, li konen se pon avocat que li gen dans famille. Li konen ko pa avocat jou graduation.
Et puis dit toute famille ça.
I can imagine that day.
It was a very shocking day for me. So I knew because m'changeon ba kon sa sans famille pas de connaît yo pas de content. I knew I could never fail. It was like si c'est ça du wap fait, make sure you do it. Make sure you do it at the best of your ability because if your mom paid money, people l'école pour un bagay. So make sure you know this is what you do. So when I was in school, I interned for everything. Like I was working. If BET had a job available, they would come to Daytona. I was working with BET. Every TV station qui Daytona me travaille pour yo. Every radio station me travaille pour yo. Kene pas chance m'gain me faire anything. I did it. I started my own radio show at my school. Anything that was missing, I would get into it and I would start it. And then it would actually turn into something, you know, something the school needed or something great. And tout kote m'ta intern, moun tellement reme j'aime te kon travail, yo te toujours ap di, okay, m'gon lot opportunity, ma blou report sa pou, okay, I meet ake moun sa. So when I graduated college, m'te konese BET m'da pa travail pou li. You know, they were offering not a lot of money. Quand y'a m'a gade my move New York, you gotta pay too much. You te vlo migrite ake même 6-7 mon apartment. Mboko j'aime aller New York déjà. And I was like, yeah, this is not a good thing. So m'rete Florida m'vin travail for a marketing company instead of journalism. Même TV station South Florida, you tap offering nothing. So imagine ou fin fait tout ça. Why di pa tout ça? And then job ça, yo di kon ça, y a commencé $8, $10 pour travail.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like,
crazy.
oof, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So instead, I want job na marketing instead. But my look up for marketing, but I want job na marketing because it was a bigger job. It was an international job. I take an opportunity to travel com an gros compagnie, travel en pile. So right out of college, I had this amazing job. I was working with celebrities and artists and models and things like that. So I'm getting experience very young. So when it was time for me to pretty much start Ligne Suite, that's kind of why some of this stuff était easy pour moi parce que even though they commencé dans journalism, TV, radio, by ça, c'est ça m't'a fait, quand I'm venu rentrer dans l'autre côté, quand I'm venu get marketing experience. So I was able to make a marketing experience and my journalism TV experience together to pretty much create my own career. I created something pour moi. So, lem commencé Ligne Suite là tout ça, m't'a travaillé pour une grosse compagnie qui les Transatlantic out of Boston in South Florida, and I'm managing all of these properties by myself. So when I fait tout marketing, you m'a monté descend, m'bagé manager, m'bagé moun like when I like watch me because I was my manager. So because of that, even bump please time too, pour m'ka expand Ligne Suite. Because I know I love what I do, m'fini travail really fast, m'ka boom rentrer faire ça m'gen pour faire Ligne Suite. So I was still training.
Beautiful.
Like I was still in school, you know, and learning what I needed to learn from Ligne Suite in 5 or 10 years.
Nice, my gosh, wow, very interesting story. Now, je dis à maman, famille n'a pas de problème à voir puisque pas d'avocat, mais il y a une media personality, un journaliste qui a mené. You content, Gounia?
Yo content. Qui te pas pour un problème dans l'aéroport au Cap. You know who my daughter is? My daughter is Ligne Suite. I'm like, Daddy, you back on him dans l'aéroport. Like, back on him, Daddy.
I see what you mean. That's nice. Okay, so you were able to convince the family that indeed this is what you wanted to do. That was your love. You fell in love with the field, and here you are now doing what you love. What a blessing, right?
Yes.
Look at
Yes. Oh, big blessing. Like sometimes I travail sometimes 20 hours a day if I feel like it. Like sometimes I have to tell myself to stop, changer pour manger, changer pour me faire bagarre because it never feels like work. And because Ligne Suite son bagay, m'pa gen blueprint, right? So m'pa trop gen l'autre côté m'de ka gade pour m'ka di OK, mais comment m'a fait Ligne Suite? Mais ça travail, mais ça pas travail. M'pa gen blueprint ça. So Ligne Suite for me has been a lot of up and down, good and bad, and trial. Parce que gen bagay m'konne ka bon, lem try li pa bon. And then on va parler en business kon wap social media qui te devine. 4 or 5 years ago, mon bat ap fè l'argent on social media. Ou bat konen comment pou fè son dollar on social media. Ou même si ou travail 20 hours, pat gen l'argent, you know, on social media kon sa l'argent even yeah. And then ma travail dans community côté pa gon bagay kon sa. So even when I'm trying, ma pou ale ma bat m join gros contract or even now, let ma bat m pou un gros job sometimes, yo toujours amand them like why, like gen red carpet m kon rele m fè. Ma bon exemple, BET, even now I'm still travay ak BET, même travay ak BET pou Ligne Suite. So m chanje m toujou di tèt am wow, like gon les sel sa m te vle fè se travay pou BET. M dap fèk anything m travay pou BET. Mais konya chaque année m ale na BET Award, m ale na BET Hip Hop Award, m sot fè NAACP Image Award, lem gade atia, I pa di Wanda Tima BET, I di Wanda Tima Ligne Suite. And a lot of these things, yeah, which is amazing for me because to see that name next to
it's branding.
MTV,
you were able to bring your name in a different level.
Exactly, and be able to get invited to these things. But lem te premi ap komanse, e pa tout moun ki te di, oh sure, yes, Ligne Suite, Vini. A lot of jobs I got or rooms I was able to walk into, from te prove moun sa yo pou ki sa, why? Pou ki son Haitian media do it la, pou ki sa, lo gen moun kon we like Washington Post and New York Times kap apply pou credentials pou nan event, kon we Ligne Suite. And you've got them going like, why? Pou ki sa vle la? Like, ki moun ou ye? What do you do? I had to literally prove to moun sa yo why Ayisyen dwe la, why Ayisyen, yes, nou gade bay sa yo too, yes, nou gade film too, yes, nou eme boxing too, yes, they want to talk to the Haitian boxer too. Parce wap gade an bagay kon wè, si gon go boxing match, konè son Ayisyen kap goumen. Tout lot media la, Ayisyen pa la, but son Ayisyen kap goumen, I should be there. I should interview the Haitian boxer. I should get to be in the locker room. I should do that. But I had to prove it. And that stuff was a lot of work, you know? So I always tell people, for me, every day is a learning experience.
Let's pause on that part. That's interesting. How were you able to prove to them, to impose yourself such the way you did? Ki so di yo, mainstream media sa yo, gros autorité sa yo, dans affaires médias, dans affaires journalistes, que c'est événement politique, sport ou bien entertainment, quoi gros événement que nous avons participé là-dedans, comme Ayisyen, qui ont une plateforme, quoi l'Union Suite, et au saut dit tout à l'heure, leur entrée, ils n'ont pas identifié même genre médias ça, eux, identifié avec non-port. Wanda from l'Union Suite. So qui soit dit, mon Dieu, qui j'en arrivé convaincre? How did you convince them that you were relevant enough to let you in?
The first thing that I needed to prove, c'est for you to wear platform là. So everything, et pour ça, tout bagay me fait dans platform, me fait, j'aime fait là. The way it look, the aesthetics is one, right? Parce que si yo west un bagay qui semble pas professional, ou just un bagay ou chita la kay, ou just voye mouté, sometimes that hurt you. So I want toujours make sure l'Union Suite, l'Union Suite from the website to social media, me semble même genre as Complex, BT, New York Times, CNN. We look the same. Everything is clean, bagayo aesthetically pleasing. The writing is good. The captions make sense. Parce que souvent si on monte sou li, m'vle kon monte sou li, it makes sense to you, and you understand ça son bagay c'est mon professional, mon sérieux k'ap fait. The second thing is the numbers. I had to prove that gen moun kap ki nan tout pays, including Haiti, kap gade vwe. So then, like when I'm going media kit, meton media kit, m change chaque mois. So like right now, our numbers not Facebook alone, I'm reaching 20 million people a week just on Facebook. So an example, somebody vini konya, and I need a week.
Big.
And I need to show people that yes, there are 20 million people everywhere in the world kap vini nan page sa chaque jour. Yes, ou vle m la, parce que m gen 20 million moun kap gade. So yes, you want me to be there. And then the third thing that I needed to make sure you comprend, yes, there's black people. There is, again, black people, again, Caribbean, again, Ayisyen. Sometimes an pil nan moun media sa yo konnen nou tout se men moun, nou achete même jan, nou gade TV même jan, nou fete bagay même jan. That's not true. The way you know, Black American kids, millennials gade TV, ipa même jan kwa Caribbean si moun gade TV, it's not the same kwa Ayisyen. So I had to sometimes voyage trends pour mutwe moun. Then I had to mutwe sometimes like, yes, we have buying power too. Ayisyen, we spend money too. We buy stuff too. We have nice cars too. So sometimes they think like, oh, you're just meeting in a young group, and they don't think that far. So I had to like make sure, l'envoyer my media kit, my explanation, my breakdown tout bagay sa yo pou m'fè yo comprendre why you need us there, like why we should be there, and why it's important for you to include Haitians in your organization or in your event. And l'envoyer tout bagay sa yo, ba yo gen lè gen moun production yo ki kon relè, men yo di, oh my God, m'pat konnen, or m'pat this, m'pat that. And then now the biggest part, c'est Leo Finbo invitation now. Yes, that's good and get invitation now. But now see my ale, m'pa fon good representation for the Haitian community, Ayisyen media, I'm not coming back. So now the goal is I have to look like everybody. Professional cameraman, professional cameras, dress the part, my microphone say my name, my interview questions ready, like I have to fit the part as everybody else, so I keep coming back.
Definitely, and you're doing such a good job at it. We're looking at your website now, and impressive, and j'en ça pas grand pour li envie à n'importe qui l'autre mainstream media platform yo, on a regardé là, bien présenté. Et na YouTube, ou gen over about 1 million or more subscribers. That's big These are huge numbers. Et on nous dit, ou fait comme tout avec plateforme ça yo, notamment.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so besides that, revenue is coming from the platforms themselves, revenue is coming from the advertisers, sponsors.
Yes.
And how
also,
else you make the money? I mean, go ahead.
So outside of that, for me, lem vintuneling into a business, I also realized as an individual, me Wanda, I had a lot to offer. Because a lot of times, even now, just to speak about the Haitian community. Même ça me Abdullah, a buying power, how to market to the Haitian community. Qui ça Ayisyen Ameriken, qui ça pas remen, qui ça millennials l'étendé, qui ça pas l'étendé. And parce que me get tout research là dans Lion Suite, the comment section, and tout bagay ça yon fait. Sometimes I'm in rooms to where c'est moi qui dit no, we don't like this. We don't like this. Ça pas fait sens. Faut pas laver nous this way. Like yes, okay, so I track millennials, wap besoin nous dans WhatsApp, mais wap besoin maman ak papa dans WhatsApp. Like by simple comme ça sometimes moun pa connaît. They don't know this information, about the Haitian community. So lem vin realize like I work a lot as a strategist. I started doing that. So I'm fait un pile marketing strategist pour un pile l'autre compagnie. I'm going ban Haitian businesses and platforms by comme ça I run too. People don't know that because I don't put my name on everything. Okay. But some of the platforms that you guys see, I manage on pile different platforms, manage on pile event when pas connaît. I gain un pile bagay qui passe c'est moi qui fait marketing strategy pour you. Like I'll create it and then I give it, I provide it to them and their company. So everything with marketing and advertising by Gonza, make sure I'm keeping my lada in a way to where my offer service by Moon, and also it's keeping money in my pockets too, so I can keep doing L'Union Suite.
Very well, and évidemment, L'Union Suite paye bilio. L'Union Suite permet tout bien. That's what my next question is. You're making, you're rolling with L'Union Suite. A pile cob?
Yes.
How much money?
No, listen, no. It was no, it wasn't always like that, right? Because
of course.
I didn't even know how to make it a business, right? How can I make business? Okay. How can I turn on platform into advertising dollars or things like that? And then a lot of times who just sell advertising, sell sponsor, but that's not true. You have a lot of different avenues where you can make money. So L'Union Suite itself, I commencé 2011. L'Union Suite has only been L'Union Media Group, sorry. Parce que quand you mettons bon l'autre compagnie by one umbrella, L'Union Media Group. Okay. I've only had an LLC business for 3 years. So of course, this is my third year. Yeah, this is my third year.
As a business.
Anything about business, Upa really start making money until the third, fourth year. So this year might be the first year I feel like I turn a real profit. So before, it was literally like working. Travail just me quitter L'Union Suite monter. $1 rentré, $1 sorti.
And that's beautiful. Listen, you deserve it. Et pour travail du pour lui, franchement, moi-même personnellement, nous-mêmes dans Téléimage, nous battons bravo pour ça. Nous contents en pile pour ça. Et je suis sûr que tout le monde qui a regardé l'interview ça, ils sont contents tout. Et il y a des pushing, il y a big up parce que nous contents, on haïtienne et sœurs nous, famille nous, mon même pays, nous qui a fait bel travail ça. Parce que là, c'est ça, évidemment, sont l'autre plateforme, c'est mainstream, c'est pas même la communauté haïtienne, côté où font bail pendant des années, traîner, ou pas fait comme vraiment, ou décourager. Là, sont l'autre niveau, côté que, comme a fait normalement, et c'est ça que nous avons besoin. Nous comptons pour ça. Now, où nous compte que vous avez pile pouvoir là, parce que you're so powerful que vous avez tout number, ça, 20 millions de monde par jour sur plateforme. Et 10 millions de monde, si nous prenons toute plateforme combinée, ou gen 10 millions de monde à travers le monde qui branché Cap Gado. Alors avant de poser une question, est-ce qu'on dit nous qui pas target audience ou plutôt qui monde Cap Gado c'est des millennials, ça une jeune même genre avec vous ou bien c'est monde toute qualité l'âge. Ou une idée de démographique monde qui censé brancher sur vous?
Oui, ça les sont bagay qui important pile. So even now chaque mois at the end of the month Mshita, mgade demographic, mgade target, mgade ki pay, kap gade plus, because in order pour business operate business, as bagay from kone, it's like the demographic and the target son bagay ki pi go important lo ap fe bagay so ap fe ken pot bagay nan digital media parce que sou pa gen information sa yo gen pile question mon ap mando ben bagay ap fe ou pa connaître ça ap fe. And we use it sometimes too pour nous connaître qui ça pour nous mettre dans chaque plateforme. So chaque plateforme different. Facebook, nous gain please older people on there. So Facebook is more 35 to 65. Wapwe please moun sa yo la wap même in the comment section na different. Lo mette bagay where ya parle different, they talk more, they communicate more. Instagram is more young. So on Instagram, c'est là où joindre tout millennial yo, and then high school kids and stuff like that. And Twitter, of course, on demographic. Twitter, c'est là où joindre all ages. Most politicians follow us there. Like half of the Biden and Trump team, they all follow us on Twitter. Now you follow nous on Instagram ou pas on Facebook. So chaque plateforme gon different demographic. Et pour ça, l'en a parlé, l'en a fait caption, l'en a fait content. Nous connaît qui gens pour nous mettre, qui l'est pour nous mettre, and like come up and écrire each caption parce que each one is different. And then YouTube, of course, anybody that wants to go watch. So te gon lem te feel, te connaissent c'est millennials. So l'en a parlé, l'en a écrit, nous te écrit pour millennials, but that's not the case. So now, even being professional, I have to be professional at all times. M'gan pile moun sometimes qui toujours écrit nous fâche avec nous pour un pile reason. En pile moun k'ap di qui ça peut faire. Ah oui. Faut faire ça, pour que ça pas faire ça, pour que ça pas faire ça. Because moun pa connaît qui ça m'a regardé, pa connaît moins côté m'chita qui ça m'wet. They'll be like, you need to do more this. And I'm like, même si m'ta vle faire this, m'pa capable because of that. And people don't understand that.
That's right.
But
they don't know behind the scene what you know.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Is people everywhere. It's every country. Gen country kap follow li yon film bako jam tande nan la vie. And gen pi nan compagnie, gen Ayisyen company ki Alaska, Africa, Switzerland, Australia. You'll reach out a lot of times, and they make sure we know what's going on. They make sure we know that they're watching. So a lot of times, let me join feedback on ça. Nous use feedback ça pour nous via company this way or that way. Qui ça me doit faire plus, qui ça me doit faire, qui ça me yo remet, qui ça me yo pas remet.
Yes, qui est très important. Alors question ça c'est premier aspect question. Question nous d'abord venir poser pour toute quantité de monde sur différents lives, différents côtés, différents pays dans le monde entier, puisque là c'est une plateforme globale, mondiale qu'on a là, qui très vue des millions de monde. Ou rendre compte que son pouvoir, you have power in your hands. Maintenant, est-ce que j'aime penser que pouvoir ça, ou tu es capable de transformer pour influencer et propre pays ou propre communauté, que c'est politiquement, que c'est dans la culture, que c'est dans la musique, que c'est dans l'entertainment, et surtout politiquement. Est-ce que ça, j'aime passer dans la tête ou est-ce qu'on rend compte qu'on a un pouvoir ça?
Yeah. Je comprends combien de pouvoir m'gain. Je comprends même si un pile fois mon pas parler de ça, je comprends en pile parce que je comprends dans gens si mettre un bagage online, gen bagage nous qu'on mettre online, mon pas même connaît quand nous mettons it goes viral. Mais bagage yon gens tout it can go viral in a good way, it can go viral in a bad way. So je comprends l'union switch shape, nous ka shape ça mon think, ça mon feel de haïtien and haïtien bagage comme ça. So il met in a position if them vin plus responsible pour qui ça me fait samedi qui ça me rentre là-dedans qui ça me pas rentrer côté mon ouem côté mon pas ouem because me comprendre qu'on y a mon ap gardem and bagay nous métier can make a difference on sa class in a community on nous. So as far I've worked in everything. Longtemps when Ayiti, when tourism was big in Haiti, I had a lot to do with that. I worked with the tourism boards, the culture. I've worked with the community. Like I've worked with the community in New York, Miami. They become community moun k'ap fè bagay yo reach out. They ka aider me. They gan pil bagay moun pa konnen pa mette online, but I've been very influential mette moun nan anything that I can help with aider. Like sports, même j'en dis sports, everything. From the Olympics, I've been a big part of making sure moun connaît what's going on with the Olympics. I work with the teams, I work with the players, and things like that. The politics is the only thing I haven't really touched, right? When I let me touch, the bamdu pour qui ça. One, One thing toujours di moun de l'Union Suite, the reason why I feel like l'Union Suite se kote ya, mba kwa map jem rivon le, map ka feel like m konen plis pase tout moun, ou bien m rivon le kote se mbap learn chak jou. So, mwen son moun chak moun ki vle chita avem, ki vle pala avem de Haiti, ou bien pala avem, même si m konen sa map fe, son moun di, bam chita pou 2-3 mini, bam do ki so ka fe pi bien, ki map chita map tande. Because even though I've been doing this for 9 years, I'm still a rookie. I'm still learning too. Gen pil bagay map learn pandan map moun too. So I feel like I get enough education in certain areas pour moyen. I feel like I get education on pa rentrer dans bagay la parce que si I get education pour rentrer dans bagay, quand I mette tête la dedans, m'a influence l'autre monde et pas aider m'a aider c'est craser bagay yo pi mal. So m'pa vle ça. And even with American politics, I've been here my whole life, and I'm not too much comprendre American politics. So since I comprendre politics too much, I never wanted to do that. So the last 2 elections here, I've been working with the elections. I've been learning, studying, la campagne yo, Ayisyen kap travay nan politics, chita, bat comprendre ça y a fait, qui ça nous vle dans community, qui ça bon, qui ça pas bon. How can we help? And with that, gen moun ki ka aid them make it make sense pou mka kone ki sa mka fe, ki sa mpa ka fe, and how much. Haiti politics, y pa mem jan. I've tried for 9 years pou m'kompwane, you know, the politics that's happening in Haiti. And every time I feel like one step, I feel like I'm pushing back 4 more steps. I try to build relationships with people. I cover politics. I want to help and I want to be involved, but I be involved in a way to where I'm educating. Politics. I just want to educate. Parce que même je suis allé m'entendre papa, you know, I listen Haitian radio all day. Là, bon news by comme ça. Haitian Americans nous pas tout against that. We don't have that outlet. We don't know what's going on sometimes. And a lot of times, même pour moi, them reach out to Ayiti, reach out to me, they're like, Monday, can you help me? What's going on? By the time you get all the information, and say, yeah, no, no, if I did my mal. So, si là, j'aimerais en Jean côté, I can have Haitian American reporters be in Haiti or in and outside of Haiti. Someone that's willing to help us tell the news in the way to where it makes sense to us. I will 100% be ready to go.
Great. Good to hear that. Nan nou bal vire sou medya haïtien yo. Est-ce qu'on relation avec les médias haïtiens? Et qui impression qui sont ouais de médias haïtiens? Ou même qui koto hier, qui rive dans niveau qu'on rive avec plateforme digitale ça, qui est très puissant à travers le monde. Il y a une plus gros plateforme haïtien, américain, et qui parlait de bas haïtien de toute façon. Dans le monde, ou conscient que gen un pile l'autre monde qui a fait photo même gens avec ou sur même plateforme digitale ça yo ou connaît tout que gen plusieurs gros médias haïtiens dans pays et à l'extérieur de pays qui a évolué. Est-ce que une relation avec eux et puis qui j'ont ouais your perspective ou bien souver perception de médias haïtiens.
Yeah. For me, do I have a relationship with them? Yes, some of them, not everybody. So for example, I'm going relationship avec Karel, I'm getting relationship avec Giwewe. Ticket magazine, of course. I like a ticket all the time. Get back a ticket fair. Sometimes, si besoin bagay naman yo, I can reach out, and si besoin bagay naman you reach out too. Those are the 3 that I think I'm going relationship avec yo. But aside from and now, Matsi, now I'm starting to follow Juno more. I love Juno. I really, really love Juno. So I read Juno like chaque jour. Because Juno keeps me, ibam plus information that I need outside of the columns and stuff that's more in entertainment, because Juno is more news and politics and everyday news. Ayiti. Yeah, so I watch everybody. That I do. I watch you. I told you I watch your stuff. RTG. Yeah. I do all of that. But my issue is I'm still very Haitian American. You know, media that speak French, I don't understand. Yeah, and then a lot of them is like full Creole. I'm still learning Creole. So then it makes it hard to keep up with everything that's going on with those medias. where, you know, the Kyle and the giveaways and stuff like that. And ticket, me comprend your please, because they're just Creole, and I can understand that 100%. I don't a relationship avec media in a way to where we're working together. I wish we did. I think about that a lot. I don't have a good answer to why we don't. I think it would be great if the Haitian American media, and the special ones in Haiti, were working together more. But we don't do, you know, too much. We see each other everywhere. They be going back and know each other, know this and that, right? But it's not like we're working together and like creating content by consa. And as far as my perception of them, what I will say is all the media in the Haitian community, Cap Font Travail, they have, each of them have a purpose and they have their audience, right? Everybody needs Chocarella. There's a whole group for giveaway show and radio show, telematch. There's a purpose for all of us in different spaces. Pour moun ki connect, Jean nous parler, Jean nous connect, Jean nous share information. So for me, that's why I try to keep up with everything, because gen bagay m'pa fait, I'm gonna watch Chocarella because I want to see it. Get interview m'pa fait, ou bien I haven't done, but Karel is doing it and he's talking to people. So I keep up what's going on. So for me, I feel like tout media have their place. Your tout gain audience bio, and they're all important in a sense to where there's people all around the world that read, listen, and point information in that way.
Très bien. Et qui soit pensé de social media platform yo, alors pas média en tant que tel, mais ça a passé dans l'ambiance, dans plateforme Facebook yo, notamment côté quand pile haïtien au cas c'est sûr certain qu'on ouais tout, il a évolué, il a évolué façon pas aux gens pas yo, ou même qui dans métier. OK, le regarder li from an outsider qui peut-être un petit peu dans mainstream non. From that perspective, what do you see, and qui j'en ouais que est-ce que vous pensez que le rentable, est-ce que vous pensez que le vaut la peine? Et ça qu'a fait sur Facebook dans la communauté noire. The whole thing, the whole noise happening. Et le regarder, bon idée qui j'en well ou même, yeux pas, qui j'en well.
So as an outsider, and also on moun qui PM na Haitian community, and then PM outside of the Haitian community. So m'chita nan pili cham sometimes lem.
Oui, PM tous les deux côtés.
Right, because when I hear m'attendais comment on a parlé de you know, the Haitian media. What I will say is, moun ki pa too much na Haitian media pa kompon jan Ayisyen fè, you know, how it operates. There's a lot of things where, like from Facebook and things like that, I wish it wasn't that case. And sometimes I don't know if moun realize gen nobody not fair say hurt no instead of help us. Like certain things like let news passer, and avant gain confirmation, avant gain research, avant gain you know, moun pa in the Haitian community sometimes yo pa ton pour yo faire research, yo pa ton pour yo gain information. On ba passer de yo a on moun point nan téléphone, you just like it tout partout, tout le monde commence à parler de ça. So login lot media ki chita kap fait research, kap fait bail comme ça, kap a vraiment tell the story ça ka passe vrai. By the time moun sa yo fait ça, the rumors and the bad information get on travel so fast. Now, tout côté dans Facebook, on get on share, get on get million, get on connaît avoir information perdu. Il perdu dans loop ou pas connaît ça true, pas connaît ça false, ou pas connaît qui that's telling the truth. It becomes something that it's so noisy. Ou pas même qu'à pay attention anymore. Ou pas connaît ça real, ou pas connaît ça fake. Moi quand chita non bon WhatsApp group. Mon voye information, you just see everything. But if I voye un gens pour OK, comment si m'chita la m'vle écrire une story de ça mon yo voye là. Si m'di yo, côté ba ça t'est fait, qui mon qui voye. And for me, I work like mainstream media. So souvent en vidéo bam, m'pa ka poster sin ba konne côté sorti. M'pa ka poster sin ba ka ba mon credit pour lui parce que here exactly, there's copyright infringement. Like I just point just posting, point moi qui te family, but there's all of these laws that I have to follow here. Si gen jouer, si gen cursing, si gen I want to follow FCC rules. You know, so there's all these things sometimes m'pa qui passe. News just like news ale, moun mouri, tout moun a posté, you know, moun yo nan la ri, like, there's no formation, there's no right and wrong, there's no rules. Tout moun fè jan yo vle fè, and it just goes viral before moun kap fè travay kon wè ou mèm, and you know, moun kap chita, journalist kap chita fè vwè journalist work. Anvan nou getan manye bagay la getan, you know, it's everywhere. And for me, that's the scary part. Yeah, that's the scary part.
It is. Dans l'Union Suite, on bagay que personnellement remarqué, c'est aspect positif qu'on projeté de Haïti. Bel aspect ça, bel Haïti. Et you know bagay that I think you guys did very well, qui vient tourner en trend, qui vient tourner viral all over the world. C'est les moun ap marié, il y aura les petits drapeaux haïtiens. Ou bien, voyager à l'autre côté, loin, qu'elle soit côté aléa, il y aura les petits drapeaux haïtiens, ils mettez. Ça, sont belles bagages. Yeah. Nous remarquons que Haïtiens qu'on y a là à travers le monde, qu'elle soit ça à faire, ou on Haitian flag somewhere. Weddings at the beach, anywhere they are around the world. And more in the world of China, more in Dubai, everywhere. And by the way, let's come to talk about your recent trip in Dubai. Moi, marqué tout qu'on va voyager. Et avec un groupe haïtienne, où arrivé Dubai récemment. Enfin, tu parlais de ça. What was that all about? You guys went to have fun at Dubai with the Haitian flag, of course, all over.
So one of the things I'm blessed to have is a lot of times legging group organizations when got fed bagay in the Haitian community, if they're doing it for the first time or they're doing something that they want the world to see, they call me. So mon kontam ka di like an pile company depuis a fait bagay kon sa toujours relé nous connait demander nous how can we help, what can we implement, and you know would we like to come along and share the experience. So this Dubai trip is that. So the Dubai trip was a company called Compa. They're called Compa in Vegas, but they do destination Compa events. So ça yo fait te commencer yo pote Compa Vegas, yo pote Compa en ban l'autre côté. So première fois yo t'a pas quitté the US pour faire l'autre côté is Dubai. So last year n'allé Dubai, nous font bon excursions, nous parle à bon monde. We were planning to have 300 Haitians in Compa in Dubai, and started planning it. Pandemic hit,
I know.
So, so Nathan and Fabi, who are the two that put the trip together, nous dit okay, nous bagave enough maybe next year. Quand a grand pile moun qui était déjà commencé payer pour trip là qui te vle aller, qui vient dire, you know what? Let's just do it anyways. Let's see if we can do it. Si nous ka fait safe, Dubai pite nous entrer, nous follow tout COVID rules, en aller, nous chita la kay de, you know, janvier, or let's see if we can do it. So we did all this stuff and we went, and it was only 30 people got So from the 300, 30 people went, and nous pas ka fait go fête, nous pas ka gen go ball, nous pas ka pote artist, nous pas ka pote team vice or nothing like that. But nous dit okay, on nous fait trip la pi intimate, enjoy. So Ayisyen tout côté. So there was Ayisyen from Paris, Bahamas, LA, Miami, from everyone. 30 of us got together, and we just fair, I think 7-8 days, Dubai, going to excursions, showing, wearing our Haitian flags. Everywhere nous allons Dubai, nous pote Haiti avec nous. We had a boat party, compa, DJ, and stuff like that. So nous just pretty much move to a moun qui jan trip la te kaye. Si nous te fait jan, nous te vle fait like 300 people, but we were able, you know, to do it anyways. And God willing, everything n'a pas ça ka passe pour 2021, and c'est ka fait again destination compa pour tourner Dubai next year.
That's right. That'll be nice. Hopefully the pandemic will be under control.
Yes, hopefully.
Wanda, ma fini interview avec regret parce que monsieur c'était un pile mon cap garder détail mais t'as plus de ou toujours. But rest assured, we'd like to have you back in our platform here à Téléimage. J'aimerais aimer retourner ensemble avec vous pour nous parler plus médias parce que on c'est peut-être un fil qui intéresse et ensemble avec vous même qui déjà fait ou fait traverser dans l'autre média, enfin dans l'autre plateforme et puis dans mainstream encore, on a un pile d'expérience là-dedans. Mais c'est nous-mêmes dans les médias haïtiens, nous pouvons apprendre un pile de nous pouvons apprendre un pile de nous-mêmes. Et je vais plutôt dire le dernier mot, mais juste avant, permettez-moi au nom de Téléimage, au nom de tout l'autre média haïtien, Et c'est vrai, je n'ai pas d'autorité pour parler pour eux, mais je n'ai pas d'autorité à je dire. Je parler pour eux dans non. Pour moi, Joe, bravo. Félicitations, nous sommes très fiers de vous. We are proud of you. Et là, nous gardons, ou même, alors, nous gardons de photos, we never met. Même dit tête moi, si ou même ça, qui a fait toute bagaille ça au Wanda, un bon haïtien, ah, nous sommes très fiers de vous. Bravo, et vous faites nous fiers, vous représentez nous valablement, vous présentez figure haïtien à travers le monde avec toute quantité, millions de monde sur Cap Gado, avec un bel visage. Nous disons merci pour ça. Et puis, of course, the last word is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, and toujours ap di chaque lèm parle ak moun, vle moun kompran that tout bagay nou wè na fè nan l'Union Suite all these years la. It's because m gen support, m gen followers, m gen mentors, m gen moun in the Haitian community qui aide them, qui ralem le besoin ralem, that's willing to sit down and teach me, and lot moun qui reme Haiti, qui reme culture, that says this is such a great thing, and we want to make sure, we want to help you keep this around. And si c'est pas pour tout moun yo qui t'a vini chaque jour, that's supporting, I've share, I've follow, nou pa tap la. So I'm toujours ap di merci too, like whatever it is m'ka fè to help amplify the Haitian community, it's a blessing. And I always say, m'di bon Dieu merci parce que c'est pas là m'te commencé. So the fact that I'm here, like I m'konnais son go responsibility here, and I make sure tout bagay m'fè chaque lèm leve, c'est I'm representing you guys, the community, to the best of my ability. And I thank you because I'm still learning. Moi, son student me toujours. I'm still learning. So for everybody that continue to support us, qui l'ouvre porte, merci too, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So I appreciate you so much for having me here today. I've always wanted to be on your show, so I'm excited. So thank you.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Hey, he said you are on the show and you will come back again. It's a pleasure having you.
Absolutely.
Et n'abdi tout moun kap gade yo. Check out l'Union Suite. C'est sûr certain que nous on ba l'Union Suite somehow, somewhere, nous peut-être pas prêter attention avec lui. Audience télé-image, nous même kap gade. Bon audience petit gens plus grand monde. But he said you guys should check it out too. C'est un site haïtien qui à travers le monde, qui pi visité, qui pi vu. Et je pense qu'il vaut la peine pour nous-mêmes, sous pot faire à regarder, à fonti garder. Mais ask you your age. We don't ask a young lady her age, but juste pour peut-être comparer audience pour avec audience pas moi. Ou c'est une millennials, but if I ask you how old are you, would you answer?
No. Because everybody's been trying to figure it out. And I'm like, no. And last year I was like, what, I'm going to put my age out. And I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
No, you should not. That's right. En tout cas, on soit fait moi, ou bay maman un gros beau moi, maman à papa, parce que maman tape dans nos lawyer. But today, dis-lui que lui joue un lawyer, ah oui? Yes, she found a lawyer. The lawyer that you are, eh ben, avocat ça peut-être plus important que avocat que le doit apprendre, non? Parce que wap défend nous, wap pour présenter nous à travers le monde sur plateforme digitale yo. Et nous dit lui-même tout maman merci pour ça. It was such a pleasure, Wanda, having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so excited. Have a great rest of your day.
Great. You too. And we shall stay in touch. We should keep in touch. And eventually will have a collab or Télé-Image and l'Union Suite. Why not?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
That's the 2021 goal. We have to start doing more things together and trying to connect the platform. So I am open to any ideas you guys have.
Great. Good. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Right.
What's up, Lean Sweet family? We are live on the red green carpet